On today's episode of the Cryptoverse. Unfortunately, the bitFlyer interview needs to be rescheduled. The question of whether you really need to install the firmware update on your Ledger Nano S. A couple of EOS updates. An ICO that's caught my eye. And a quickfire market roundup analysis so you don't get too excited about this short-term recovery. And if the crypto markets have scared you so much that you'd prefer to invest in more stable assets for a while, might I recommend Property Partner. So this is an online service that I personally use to diversify into real estate by buying shares in a wide variety of investment properties. So you earn rental income from the assets as well as asset appreciation on the shares. So you can earn a bonus on your first deposit by using my referral link in the video description below. Hi there guys, welcome to the latest episode of the Cryptoverse, your regular dose of news and commentary on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and blockchains. I'm your host, Chris Coney. Let's get into the first story. So a change to the bitFlyer livestream interview. The livestream interview with bitFlyer COO Bartek Ringwelski was scheduled for Thursday. However, I just got a last minute email saying he's flying back to Japan, making the interview time 2 a.m. for him. I'm working with his people to set a new time, so keep an eye on the YouTube channel for when the live stream event reappears with the new date and time. For now though, I have set the event to be private. Next story. Do you need to install the new Ledger Nano S firmware 1.4.1? Well, after I released my walkthrough on this, many people have asked if it's even necessary, and I'd say yes, given this revelation. So what I've got on screen here, this is the personal blog of Saleem Rashid, a teenager from the UK who lists several ways in this blog post about how to steal money from a Ledger Nano S running firmware 1.3.1 or lower. But to me, the most important section in this whole post is the section I've highlighted in red called A Note on Responsible Disclosure. It says, "Before I get to the details of the vulnerability, I would like to make it clear that I have not been paid a bounty by Ledger because their responsible disclosure document would have prevented me from publishing this technical report. I chose to publish this report in lieu of receiving a bounty from Ledger, mainly because Eric, Ledger's CEO, made some comments on Reddit which were fraught with technical inaccuracies. As a result of this, I became concerned that this vulnerability would not properly be explained to customers. I discussed my interactions with Ledger at the end of the article." Now, if you're interested in the technical details of this and Saleem's interaction with Ledger, then go ahead and read the full blog post. Otherwise, just take my advice and update the firmware to 1.4.1. And if you want Ledger's side of the story, then check out their blog post from their official website in which Ledger do a deep dive into the 3 vulnerabilities which have been fixed by version 1.4 of their firmware. Now on to the announcements about EOS. The first one comes from KuCoin, and this is the latest exchange to make an official announcement that they will be supporting the EOS mainnet token swap. That means if you buy the current IOU token, which is the EOS token, and that's currently based on Ethereum, when the main EOS network launches, any EOS tokens that you have on KuCoin will be swapped for the real ones. And a story I didn't include back from the 13th of March is this one from CoinEx. CoinEx is that exchange where everything trades against Bitcoin Cash, and they say they'll also be helping token holders of EOS complete the mainnet token swap. So I treat those two news items as one. The real big news is that there is a new and official version 2 of the EOS technical white paper available on GitHub. Now, it is a technical white paper, so it may go somewhat over your head if you're not that way inclined. However, it is worth reading anyway because while some parts may be incomprehensible, I think overall if you read it, you'll be left with a better understanding of the whole concept. And now for an ICO that's caught my attention. This is in response to many viewers asking me to look at more ICOs that are not results of sponsorship. So Dorado are basically creating an Uber for package delivery using autonomous robots on the ground and then drones in the air. Now, other than their ridiculously cheesy promo video, which appears on their homepage, which you can just tell is work of executives who thinks it's cool to make flashy graphics and stuff like that, despite that, the market potential that they are targeting for this service is pretty huge. Right now, as I talk to you, they are 62% sold out on their ICO, and they've raised about $20 million, as far as I can tell from this progress bar. So you can imagine this, right? You order a product, the AI works out the location of the closest stock item, and then has their drone go and pick it up and fly it directly to you, right? So we could be looking at like same day, or even better, same hour delivery. And when you can get supplies that fast, that's a significant disruption to the economy because it enables brand new business models, or what I would call far more aggressive business models, where you don't have to have so much in stock and stuff like that. Now, they say on their site that the delivery on demand market, which is what they're calling it, is a $215 billion industry. And we're not just talking about packages here. We're talking, beyond pizzas and small items, right? For me, I think that how I would use this is like when there's a birthday card or a gift that I need to get to someone across town and the mail service is just too slow, right? Maybe I've remembered on the day of the birthday or something. Maybe I can get a point-to-point delivery using a drone. I mean, that would be super cool. And back to the investor level, Dorado offer quarterly commissions, since they say that 7% of net sales go to Dorado token holders. And it is an ERC20 token, and they say here further down that it's issued by a Swiss company. So that's good news. Now, I've not been sponsored to talk about this, and I've not done a thorough analysis on it either, nor is any of this a recommendation to put any money into it. However, the ICO, it does run all the way to the 16th of May. I think it says further down when they look at their bonuses and so on. Yeah, 16th of May is when it ends, so there's plenty of time to do research on it and decide if you want to participate. Also, a pretty bold statement from the team saying that their tokens are locked for 3 years. So that's a big incentive for them to keep the token value up if they ever hope to take any profits. And let's finish up with the market roundup. First of all, courtesy of CoinMarketCap, which is telling us we've recovered to $345 billion overall market cap. And most of the top 20 largest cap coins are in the red, with just a few outliers. Like Cardano, for example, is up 3.5%, but the real outliers are EOS, up 14.78%, and we also have Icon just about scraping in the top 20 there, up 29.92%. Now, I would remain cautious about the upward movement in the prices over the last couple of days, and I'll show you why I say this on the charts. So looking at the charts then, I'm looking primarily here at Bitcoin against the dollar on the 4-hour chart, and I'm using the Bitfinex price feed. Now, I've drawn this descending channel here by joining up 3 lower highs and 3 lower lows. Now, if you look at it from this point of view, you can see that the price gains over the last couple of days may just be price cyclicity going back up to the top of the channel. Now, on the 4-hour chart, the 50-period moving average is still below the 200. And if we zoom out to the daily chart, we have a bearish sort of shooting star pattern from the 21st, and the 22nd is just starting to form its candle right now. And also, if we flip over to Google Trends, search demand is still pretty flat, indicating that people still have not rekindled their interest in cryptocurrency. Now, this again is a chicken and egg problem. However, it's more likely that the price taking off again is what will bring people back and cause them to rekindle their interest and cause the next mania. But if we go back to the charts and measure the crash from 20K down to 6K, so if I use the Coinigy measuring tool to go from right down up there to right down there, we see it took 51 days for Bitcoin to drop approximately 70%. And the 2016 crash lasted about 49 days, which is a very similar time period, and it was followed by a similar consolidation that we're seeing now and then before taking off again. So that's typically how these things go. Big crash, couple of months, consolidation, then a new basis for a new firmer platform to jump off of. So such are the cycles of the market, and we ignore them at our peril. So thanks very much for joining me today, guys. If you liked this episode, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're new around here, click subscribe. And if some of the stuff in today's episode sounded like technobabble or gobbledygook, then you may want to take some of my structured online courses by heading over to my website at cryptoversity.com, click on courses, and you can take any one of my step-by-step online courses that will teach you the fundamentals, the foundations, the vocabulary, so then the news and commentary will make a lot more sense. Alright, that's all for today, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of the Cryptoverse. So until then, it's me, Chris Coney, saying bye for now.